Yo, what's up, guys? So I have a great idea for the next episode. There's this place called Louie's Lunch in New Haven, Connecticut. They're credited for the first hamburger in the United States, and it's only an hour away. I don't know why. I'm 39 years old and I've never gone. But you guys are the perfect excuse to make this happen today. So what do you say? Let's go for a road trip. Are you excited about Lewis's lunch? Lunch at Lewis's?
Are we there yet?
Daddy, how many more minutes?
How many more minutes?
Daddy, how many more minutes?
Daddy.
Daddy, tell me.
Found it?
We're walking the road, babe.
I know him. Look at that cute little puppy, Daddy. Hot cheek. I am daddy.
Ah, look.
Ah. Ooh.
Why is there an X over the loop?
I want to get some Fanta.
Fanta.
Hey guys, so while we're waiting for the burgers, that place is busy as hell, by the way. I wanted to talk to you guys about the reason I started this YouTube channel. So a little bit about my background. I grew up in the restaurant business. My dad used to own a bar in Sleepy Hollow, and there was this little apartment upstairs that I lived in until I was about 4 years old. And they owned that bar from the late 60s up until about 1997. So you can literally say I grew up in a bar. Maybe that's why I drink a lot. Anyway, that's where I started to love the kitchen. There was this tiny little dingy kitchen in the back of the bar. And I used to follow my mother around. It used to get pretty busy back there. I would help out as much as I could. I was a little nugget, but I would probably eat more than I helped. But ever since I can remember, I wanted to be a chef. So when I was about 18 years old, I picked up and moved to Fort Lauderdale to go to art school and try to pursue a path in graphic design. Ever since I got my first Mac, I was probably around 15, 16 years old. Computer graphics always fascinated me. Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator kind of became my version of computer games at the time. But this became a really good creative outlet for me as well. But mainly at that point in my life, it was just something different because all I knew at the time was restaurant life. And what do you know, I started getting pretty good at it too. So that's why I decided to go to art school, and then everything changed. So at that point, I moved back to New York and really wasn't doing anything with my life. But this is around the time I started actually editing video with my friend George Malone. A little bit of Final Cut Pro, nothing too crazy. So fast forward a few years, my brother, my mother, my father, and I decided to open up a restaurant of our own. So we opened up our restaurant in the summer of 2005, and it just took off, man. As much as we all would like to admit that we knew what we were doing and we were the reason it was so successful, I mean, we were probably part of the reason, but truth is, we were really lucky. The location was fantastic, and it just hit right away. And that normally doesn't happen. And from experience over the past 15 years, we tried to open up a couple other spots. Even with the food truck, it just didn't hit like the way the restaurant hit. So we were lucky, we made it work. So I was finally getting my shit together, and I decided that was the point where I wanted to go to culinary school. French Culinary Institute in 2011, New York City. This was one of the best experiences of my life, and to top it off, I was getting married as well. So I opened my food truck right around the summer of 2013, and that's when I was in a really good place creatively. I was doing whatever food that I love to do. So I was in a really happy point in my life, and in the fall of 2014, my daughter Olivia was born. So things were going very well at that time. Olivia was and still is my biggest motivation every day. She was the reason on those like cold wintry mornings with the food truck, I would get my ass out of bed, you know, like, and there was times it was like 15 degrees, 10 degrees, and it's just no fun running a food truck in New York when it's that temperature out. But I knew that I had to do it, and I wanted to be the best dad that I could possibly be for her. So I made it happen. I want her to realize that she can really have anything that she wants out of this life. She just has to work for it. Put her head down and just make it happen. I literally hate being on camera, but I do it anyway. Because obviously, having a dream of having my own cooking show, I have to make it happen. I have to figure out a way to get comfortable in front of this camera, in front of you guys. So I just do it. So 16 years later, the restaurant's still here, doing better than ever. I bought out the rest of my family's interest about 4 years ago, and it's been an exciting transition. Learning the right way to run a restaurant business on my own, making it through a global pandemic. Yeah, you can say it's been an eventful 4 years. So if you guys are still watching at this point, I'm going to get to the point. So being a chef owner of a restaurant, and ever since I took over the restaurant, my role has gone from the creative side of things in the kitchen to more of a back end kind of learning how to properly run a restaurant business. And my priorities have changed. So I had to figure out very quickly how payroll was going to get paid, how rent was going to get paid. And that shit had to happen really fast because the bills keep piling up. The bills keep coming in every week, whether you're open or not. So my focus has been less creative, more business oriented. The creative part of the business that I fell in love with just hasn't been there for me for like the past 3 years. And I knew I needed to do something to fix that. Cooking for people and sharing my love for food just really motivates me and inspires me every day. So YouTube has given me that outlet back. I started messing around with some old video equipment with my computer. I put the first episode up and I had a lot of fun doing it. So I've been sticking with it. I've been learning this whole entire business by myself. It's a one-man crew right now. I produce it, I write the script, the lighting, the sound. I'm trying to figure that out still, but piece by piece. And the same way I figured out the restaurant business and the kitchen, the same way I figured out everything that I figured out in life is the same exact way I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna make it happen day by day, just gonna make it happen. So I got a lot of things in the pipeline. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel up to this point. I hope you guys like everything. If you do, please subscribe. It helps us out a lot. And let's take this channel to the next level. And I hope you guys are here for a very long time and watch the growth right in front of your eyes. You know, it's gonna get good. So I have high hopes. Let me get back inside. The food's probably ready. Let's go eat these burgers. Burger mommy.
Really good.
You? What do you think?